my previous video, I have been discussing how artificial intelligence is plunging us into a very accelerating world of speed. And I'm also aware of the anxieties as jobs are being shared, companies being restructured, roles are changing because of technological acceleration. However, what if I say to you, all is not lost? Because, do you know what? Humanity, your humanity, is now an advantage. Never before has it been so important to be a human being as it is right now, because there are certain matters that cannot be done by artificial intelligence. And what I'm saying is that your humanity is an advantage, that your humanity is the value you and I are going to be offering the world. Stay with me. I'm Linda. For those who are participating today for the first time, do stay with me as we continue this conversation. And it's a conversation that is based on a big idea. The idea that our humanity is what we have neglected. And it is an advantage that we are now being challenged to go back to basics and ask relevant questions, deep questions on who are we? Who are you? When your job changes, when your status is affected by this acceleration, who are you? That is very important because, as I've just indicated, your humanity. And that is the deep nature, the essence that cannot be taken away from you, because artificial intelligence cannot experience what you have lived. It cannot feel for you. It cannot make judgments. It cannot do certain things that are not tangible, that are you, the real, inner, deep, inside you. That is what matters. Stay with me. Humanity, what does that mean? In my language, there is something we call the essence of humanity, Ubuntu, U-B-U-N-T-U. That I am because you are. You are because I am. That connectedness is what in my language we call Ubuntu. Artificial intelligence cannot experience Ubuntu. Artificial intelligence cannot experience this connection that you are because I am. I am because you are. Very deep. So, as I've indicated, I went through a very, very challenging time when I left my 9-to-5 job. I was plunged into this deep self-reflection of who I was, because I no longer had a title. I no longer had a job. I no longer had status. And I didn't even know when the next paycheck would be coming from. So, although it was very challenging, I was on training. I learned a lot, and that is why I am sharing this with you, because I had to ask myself, who am I? I've indicated that I looked right back to my childhood days, and then I realized that the childhood experiences, what had fascinated me, what I had enjoyed as a child, what I enjoyed when I grew up, and the disappointments, the bereavements, the losses, when my husband passed away, and the fact that I was blessed beyond measure when I worked closely with Nelson Mandela when I was a young lawyer. Then it dawned on me that all these were lived experiences that made me who I am today, that I was given the opportunity to grow, to expand, and open a new chapter, a new chapter informed by my lived experiences. And that is why I am sharing this with you, because I am saying your lived experiences, even the experiences you thought were awful, demeaning, that they left you hollow, you embrace that, because I can guarantee there is something you learned. There is something you learned when you were betrayed. There is something you learned if maybe you went through a divorce. There is something you learned. From those cracks comes light, and that light says, who am I? Artificial intelligence cannot give those answers. And that is what I like. And that is what I like about this conversation, because it is a conversation that is saying, do yourself a favor. Ask questions. Ask deeper questions. Why is like that? Why am I in this position? And what is it that I can do to get outside this deep, dark hole? It is very important. Now, let me share with you what I did. I would wake up in the morning. There were 4 areas that became very important. I needed clarity about who I was. I needed clarity of thinking, because some of my thoughts were limiting. They were scary. There were thoughts of doom. I was not seeing tomorrow. I was anxious and just not seeing my way into the future. So it was important for me to then have clarity. And that clarity came when I posed a question: who am I? In the morning, I would wake up and observe my thoughts. Then I discovered that they were just thoughts. If there were thoughts of fear, gradually I learned just to dismiss them or say, I don't have to think that. What about this? And one thing led to another. I then started waking up in the morning, jotting down how I saw the day as of that morning. I'll jot it down. This is what I want to do. I would take a walk and then find that there are certain ideas and nudges, etc. It was very, very helpful. It was also very nourishing for me to be conscious about observing my thoughts. And you know what? I also learned to just to reflect on plans. And then I discovered that I needed at least just to have a system, a simple system of focusing on one thing at a time that was going to pave the way for me to be the new me, the transforming me, to be the me that was seeing the future through a fresh pair of eyes, seeing the future as a celebration. Even today, I do celebrate the now because that is who I am. There is such clarity. There is such positive energy. No matter what is going on outside, the inside, your inside must be solid. Your inside must just trust this process that you are embarking upon, because it is not easy, particularly with all these noises, geopolitics that says the world is upside down. And then I say, if the world is upside down, you must not be upside down. Go inside yourself. And that is why Ubuntu, humanity, your essence that cannot be touched by anything, including politicians. Your humanity matters. And that is where answers are going to be coming from. Clarity, reflection, and taking action, inspired action, when you trust yourself, when you are true to yourself, and when you plan and stick to your plan, when you have an appointment with yourself and honor that appointment, because it is in honoring the appointment with yourself that makes you trustworthy, that even says to your mind, you are trustworthy, you are a person to be trusted, you are a person who is consistent, you are a person who carries on even if something is boring. You are trusted, you are consistent, and that you trust the process. That helped me quite a lot. And then, do you know what I also learned? It was to regulate my life. I regulated just my time. I became very, very particular about my time because it was important for me to read. It was important for me to learn new skills, to remember what I had neglected, and I became a fresh and inspired student of life. I read a lot, good books for that matter, and as I regulated my time and I even regulated my relationships with people, there were people I decided I needed just to stay away from because the company of negaholics can be very draining. So I regulated my life. One thing led to another. I started enjoying writing, and in a few months' time, I'm going to be launching my book. And I would not have found the time if it had not been for these 4 areas: clarity, reflection, taking action, and regulating my life, and taking one step at a time, sticking to that thing and learning just to listen to my inner voice. That helped me quite a lot. And today, I would say, yes, there will be things that come to disturb this stability, but it's very easy for me to come back home, to come back to myself. And I encourage you to do that, and I do hope that there is going to be something of a takeaway, because here is what I'm asking you to do. Remember your humanity. Remember, jot it down. Jot down these things that make you human, these things that are your essence, that will not be taken away, these things that connect you with good people. I mean, people who encourage you, good company, good people who wish the best for you, who don't put you down and instill fear, because that company is very important. And finally, can you do yourself a favor? Start reading, even if you just read one chapter, and do that every day, because it helps quite a lot to read and become a student of life. There are videos I have uploaded. For instance, my last video, who will you be if your job disappears? Can you visit that and let us continue to share and encourage one another? Forget about what's going on globally. Yes, it does create anxiety, but what I'm saying is, go inside yourself, because that is in your inner self where nothing will touch you, where inspiration, where answers, where nudges, where strategies will come when you become a new creation. When you embrace your humanity, your Ubuntu, and you celebrate it, because it is that connection that is going to make us better people. It's going to be the connection of Ubuntu, of humanity, that is going to be saying yes to technology, at the same time, yes to being human. Be human, celebrate it, and embrace technology in a balanced way. I hope that this is adding something that is a takeaway, and thank you for your time. See you in the next video.